Now, as the world wakes up to the effects of climate change, more and more Russians are ditching city life for some fresh country air. And they're taking the usual dacha living one step further by living off the land all year round. Our correspondent Leah Ferguson visited the Rodnoye eco-settlement east of Moscow.
Off the beaten track and into the wilderness, we finally reached the isolated settlement of Rodnoye. No concrete here, no noise, no pollution, just nature at its finest. Anatoly Molchanov and his wife Tatiana moved here 7 years ago. Concerned about growing consumerism and sprawling development in Moscow, they were searching for a better quality of life. Anatoly bought a 1-hectare plot of land and built his own house using natural materials for that real eco-feel.
The main concept is to become better unified and affiliated with nature. In a city, man lives in an artificial world, he becomes a robot. But if man lives in a natural environment, he can become a spiritual being. It's only in nature that man becomes man.
He also believes he's found the perfect place to raise his son, Alexander. The 7-year-old only goes to school once a week. His father says he learns more from nature. It's little wonder why people want to move here, but it's by no means an easy life. The Molchanov family live off the land. They grow their own vegetables, pick wild mushrooms, and keep bees for honey. And they rely on natural resources, like water from the well. So this is all about going back to basics, living a natural way of life, and of course looking after the environment. And what could be more eco-friendly than this bio-toilet, which uses sawdust in the ground and doesn't waste water. But using this outdoor loo on a cold winter night won't appeal to everybody. Some would say it's a humble life, but they do have the odd modern convenience: car, mobile phones and the internet. So living in this settlement doesn't mean escaping civilization. And there's a real sense of community here. The villagers are helping build a house for a new resident, a single mother. They say they've been inspired by a Russian author who writes novels about people who get their wisdom from nature. And that author is Vladimir Megre.
It's a breath of fresh air. People in this eco-village don't rely on the state. Anyone is able to build a house for themselves without a mortgage. It may be made of wood or clay, but it's a roof over one's head. And from their plot of land they can become self-sufficient.
And his words have inspired some Americans to visit Russia's eco-villages. Mikhail from the Open Heart Foundation lives in an eco-environment in California. He says the urban life most of us lead is destroying the earth.
Almost like if you view it as a flat plane and you look at Earth from above, it's a cancer. It's almost cancerous. You look at cancer on the Earth as a living, breathing being, it's pretty much the same. And the way that it grows, it's the same as well. There's no resonance, there's no structure to it. It literally wipes out whatever is in its path. And that happens to be trees and plants and forests and that which has been regenerating for thousands of years.
But Mikhail says it's not about becoming a hippie. To live like Anatoly and his family is to live in harmony with the natural resources we've been given. Leah Ferguson, Rush Today at the Rodnoye settlement in Russia.